how's it going? It's time to do my February wrap-up. In January, I read 6 books, and none of them were books off of my shelves. In February, I did a little bit better. I read 8 books, and one of them was a book off of my shelf. But it was an almost 1,200-page book, and I did a review video for that one in a recent video, which was, of course, The Stand. So I'll be talking about the other books that I read in February, starting with It's All Absolutely Fine by Ruby Elliott. Ruby is Ruby etc. or Ruby etc. on Tumblr and Instagram and all of that sort of thing, and she is a pretty well-known illustrator who makes funny comics, and she wrote a book about the mental illnesses that she struggles with, and most of it is her illustrations, which are hilarious, and every chapter has a little bit of writing about how she has dealt with those issues. So I really enjoyed it because I really like her illustrations, and I would really recommend it as well. I rated it 5 stars. The next book I read was March Book 1 by John Lewis. With everything that's been going on lately, and because February was Black History Month, I decided it was high time that I read the March graphic novel series. And I'm really glad that I have started it. I read the first and second book in February, and I intended to read all 3 of them, but the third book is still on hold for me at the library, and I'm next in line, so hopefully I get it soon. But the illustrations are really beautiful, and the story is incredibly important, and it's the kind of thing that I think should be required reading for every high school student. I rated March Book 1 and Book 2 5 stars each. Next, I read another little graphic novel thing called Forbidden Brides of the Faceless Slaves in the Secret House of the Knight of Dread Desire by Neil Gaiman. It's just a really short little satire about an author in a gothic novel writing nonfiction and fiction, and it's just really hilarious and enjoyable. I rated it 4 stars. And I also read my first book about hygge, and I never thought I was going to get into this trend or whatever it is, but then I watched Helena Jeppesen's video about hygge and how hygge her apartment is, and I learned what hygge is and that I am in love with it. I would really like to make a separate video talking about hygge and why I like it, and it might seem so overdone by now. I don't even know, but I don't even care. I rated this book 4 stars. If you don't know what hygge is, I highly recommend you check it out, because just the fact that you're watching this channel and are interested in books gives you a great head start into the hygge lifestyle. In February, I also read My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. It was my first time reading this book, and I really enjoyed it. It was actually kind of exactly what I was expecting, even though I had no idea what to expect. But it was just what I was looking for. I really loved the writing, and I would find myself trying to read faster to get through it because I was enjoying it so much, and also making myself slow down to read the sentences properly and just absorb their full effect. I rated it 5 stars, and I will definitely continue on with the series. And the last book that I read in February was the ebook that I have been reading, and that is How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent by Julia Alvarez. It is about 4 Dominican American sisters, and it's told in reverse chronological order, so it's really interesting to see how their lives change after going back and forth between the Dominican Republic and the United States. I ended up rating it 4 stars, and I definitely recommend it. So those books and The Stand by Stephen King were the 8 books that I read in February. 6 out of those books were library books. 1 was an ebook, and The Stand, of course, came from my own shelves. So I'm still hoping to eventually stop reading so many library books, but it's very difficult, and I have more coming on the way. But now that I've gotten into the flow of the year a bit more, I've adjusted my plans slightly so that I at least start 1 big book off of my shelves each month. And maybe if they get slightly shorter towards the end of the year, I'll be able to read more of them in a month. But for now, I think one a month is pretty good. If you want to know what I've started reading since then, you can definitely follow me on Goodreads or watch out for my March wrap-up coming in a few weeks. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought, and if you have any other recommendations based on what I read, feel free to let me know down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!